I'm sure you've heard the old saying, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. While not exactly true in the literal sense of the words, the overarching concept does appear to ring true for many. Rich kids usually grow up to be rich adults, and poor kids typically grow up to be poor adults. Why is this? What can be done about it? And what should parents focus on to put their kids on the right step? All this and more in today's video. Hello and welcome to the Stephen Carlson Show. I'm Stephen Carlson. I'm a tech entrepreneur, real estate investor, author, YouTuber, paramedic, and Bonnie and Clyde are currently running around by the pool in laps. I don't know, they're just running around in circles. Now, before I get to the topic at hand, I did want to give a very quick update on Open for Business. You guys already know, this is the small business awareness campaign where I will fly a helicopter to all of the lower 48 states, meeting small business owners just like you, and featuring you all on this channel. Check out the website www.open4.business for more information and register your business today. Maybe we can even land the helicopter at your office. Okay, enough of that, let's get to today's video. I have said this before and I will say it again. Many of the problems in this country stem from how we as a society treat and educate our youth. Rather than teaching them life skills, we perpetually baby them, treating them more like children rather than future adults. We disincentivize hard work and instead we instill the wrong ideas in them. When new methods or procedures of educating children are found to be a failure, we apply more policies and mandates. Policies written with good intentions get layered on top of previously failed policies. Eventually, we get to the point where our children are just vastly ill-prepared for adult life. This includes financial literacy, with the average public school graduate having a very distorted and incorrect view of how money works, thinking money is the problem. Societal stereotypes place people in buckets and presume the moral character based upon how much money they have in their checking account. Financially successful people are labeled as rich people and as evil that only have their money because they stole it from less fortunate. Then on the other end of the spectrum, people that have less financial success are labeled as stupid and lazy, victims of the robber barons. Sure, there are some real dirtbag rich people, and there are some very lazy poor people. But you can also flip the script around, and there are plenty of lazy rich people that just had very good luck, and there's plenty of dirtbags in all categories of socioeconomic status. The key I'm trying to get across here is not to judge a person by their wealth. Judge them by their actions and their character. People from all walks of life have the same innate abilities inside of them. They just need the opportunity. Now this brings me back to the main point of this video, what rich people teach their children. Number one, remember a moment ago when I said that society has an incorrect perception of money and they think of it as evil? Still, those that have the secret to financial wealth, they know that money is a tool and they teach this to their children. Poor people, unfortunately, live their life constantly trying to get to the next level, if they can just get enough to get to the next step. Long living in poverty deprives people of their capabilities to redirect their attention from money towards more important things. Rich people perceive money as a tool in pursuing their goals. The money itself is not the goal. They value life much more than money. And yes, the money is able to provide them a better life, but it's the life and everything around them that they value, not the physical money. And that's why kids that are taught this as a child, they understand this. Number two, teaching the differences between assets and liabilities. Now this is a subject I've covered a lot in previous videos, so check some of them out if you want greater detail. But in summary, an asset is something that makes you money and a liability is something that costs you money. For example, a brand new car in the driveway is most likely a liability and only costs you money. However, if you use that same brand new car to meet customers, clients, or project your success to these customers, then this asset starts to make you money. Another example is if you buy a house and rent it out to someone. The cash flow that's generated every month is now an asset. And it's something that's putting money in your pocket rather than just taking out. Many rich parents teach their kids to build and buy assets and to avoid liabilities. This way they can create a business or investments that generate cash flow repeatedly and avoid the things that make negative cash flow on their bank accounts, so that at the end of the month you have more money than what you started. They also understand the power of using these assets to detach your time from your income, since your assets generate cash flow for you, rather than you physically having to put in the time every single day for that physical asset. And the rich understand that they can put this money to work for them, and they teach this to their children. Number 3, you're entitled to nothing in this world. As hard as it is to hear, the world owes you nothing. If you want something in this world, you must work hard and earn it. Sure, for some, things come easier than for others, but that's a fact of life. You can either complain about it or you can hunker down and work harder than the guy next door if you want something. The rich know that the world can take everything away at a moment's notice, while the poor always look for someone else to take care of them. Obviously, being born into a wealthy family has its advantages. You have access to better tools, better resources, education, and you don't have to worry about the basic needs. But you also have to open yourself up to new threats that poor people just do not have to worry about. If you're not careful, there is a lot more you could lose, so the pressure is always on. The wealthy teach their kids that despite getting a head start in life, the journey ahead is very long, and they need to remain focused on growth, not just on maintaining the pace. Whether or not they will be successful depends on their actions, and mommy and daddy's money can only go so far. The fact that is rarely spoken about, rich families usually are very short-lived. Very few have fortunes that have lasted much more than just a few generations, and usually it peters out on the 3rd generation. Basically, the 1st generation busted their ass to make the money. The 2nd generation enjoyed the money, and then the 3rd generation, they destroyed the money. This is usually because by the 3rd generation, they have no connection to how hard their grandparents worked to build that fortune. They feel entitled to success without the work or sacrifice, and they usually just spend the money stupidly. There are very few families that are able to keep their wealth going for many generations. The ones that do instill the knowledge into their kids, teaching them to avoid this type of a downfall. Number 4, networking, networking, networking. This is why the wealthy go to social parties. They play golf. They send their kids to Ivy League schools. The connections you make here are the true key to financial success and wealth. You simply cannot build wealth in a vacuum. In fact, this is the only real benefit that rich people get from college. They know that piece of paper hanging on the wall is pretty much useless, except for the doors that it unlocks. Number 5, developing productive habits that make money. The rich know that money doesn't just magically appear in the checking account every morning. You must work for it, and you must put yourself in a position to earn it. Waking up early every day and working hard is critical. Sure, there are some successful people that wake up late in the day, but the vast majority of truly wealthy people wake up between 4 and 5 a.m. every day and begin working. Habits like this is what it takes. It's not about taking the action once or working hard once. It's about working hard every single day continuously. And the best way to do this is by building habits. Things that just come naturally. So many wealthy parents focus on developing productive habits for their children to attract wealth themselves more naturally in the future. Now, I hope these 5 items gave you something to kind of think about. Are there any that I missed? Did your parents teach any of these to you, or are you teaching them to your kids? Comment down below and let me know. Also, don't forget to check out www.open4.business and register your business today. This trip was initially planned to be about 2 weeks long, then it went to 3, now it's like 3.5. It's getting a little bit longer because we keep adding more and more stops because there's been so much of a demand from you guys. We still have a little bit more room. There's a couple more places we can add. So if you do want your business to be included, make sure you go to the website and register today. Thank you very much for watching. Please make sure you click like and subscribe. Doing so really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Please share this video with your friends and show them some of this information. Thanks, I appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one.